And the markets are open now, and they're opening about 50 points higher at this point in time. 35 points now, and the Sensex up about between 140 and 150 points. Basically 0.1% higher, and the Nifty Bank is about 0.3% higher. Nifty Bank would be encouraged by the fall in yields as well. Now, the top performers, it's all BPCL, Eicher Motors, Tata Motors, NTPC, M&M. So a lot of the auto companies doing well at this point in time. Auto sales perhaps expected to be very good, but I'm really waiting to see if we have a number on Paytm. Yes, it is down 20%. So circuit down on Paytm, and we haven't yet seen too much of an action on Reliance, but to be fair, that news was very much in the price. Prashant?
We've got lots of other names, right? And I'm going to look at the broader market for a quick bit. What's coming right very strong out of the gates. Suzlon is one, which is up about 4%. So, we've been talking about this entire renewables theme. IREDA is a big gainer. It's up about 4% or so. We just had the management of Dixon on the budget and on the earnings, 5% higher on Dixon. 6,300 plus is where that one is starting at. There is Godrej Consumer Products, which is up 8.5%. That's a very large move coming through. Stocks at about 1263 on GCPL right now. Shree Cements is starting 4.5% higher, 29,878. We've got Urja, which has been locked up 10% for the last 4 days. Every day is up another 9% this morning. Shipping Corporation of India is up about 6.5%, 225 on Shipping Corporation. Large volumes, I'm only mentioning things with very large volumes. Transport Corporation of India is up about 11-12%. There is Policy Bazaar. We were just discussing this with Nilesh, 2.5% higher on Policy Bazaar. There is Data Patterns, which is up 6%. So volumes are not a problem this morning at all, with most of what I mentioned having very, very strong volumes overall. Just a few things on the downside before I go any further. Indus Tower is down 3%. There is, of course, that share sale which has been planned. We reported that 215 on Indus Tower. It'll be on your screen. There you go. So top is the number one volume traded name. Indiabulls Housing is down 11%. That's a very large move. And I think, they were doing a rights issue on very, very favorable term for investors who wanted in. And we talked about it, just under 200 rupees on Indiabulls Housing. Shriram Finance, decent move after numbers 2 days back, 2% lower. Jubilant Food reported numbers yesterday. Numbers looked okay, but the stock's down about 3%, 503, 504. And of course, I think Lata mentioned Paytm. It's still down 20, but that's a temporary freeze. And I think it'll open up in a bit from now.
Prashant, Sonia is at the video wall. So, yeah. Sonia, is there anything more that you're spotting?
Well, Prashant has covered a lot of stocks, so I'll just avoid them. But just a couple of things to watch out for. Paytm, as we've been telling you, is down almost about 20-odd%. So that really is the big focus area. Apart from that, Shree Cement is the one that I'm looking at. The earnings were above estimates, and the stock is doing pretty well this morning, up almost about 5.5%. Volumes are also picking up on Shree Cement. In fact, the metals and the cement space have been doing pretty well. So JSPL is the other one. Very strong Q3. Margins at 24.3% versus a pole of 19.3%. So look at JSPL now, about 0.5% higher. Now I want to look at some of the budget-oriented stocks as well. There's L&T, there's ITC. L&T, there's an expectation that there will be a 12 to 15% growth in infra capex, so keep an eye out on that. ITC, any hike in excise duty will be negative for the company. And a couple of these result reactions as well. On Maruti, by the way, HSBC has a buy with a target price of 12,500. They say it was a stable quarter this time around for Maruti. There is some buying action that you're seeing over there. And green energy stocks is something that I'm focusing on as well. If there are any tax incentives for names like Tata Power, Adani Green, etc. Adani Green, well in the green right now, up about 1.5%. Back to you.
Okay, so clearly on the front foot on all those stocks. Thank you very much for pointing out that very helpful list, Sonia, which investors and traders should keep on their radar.